Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Turkish Spotlight Secrets. Find a comfortable seat and maybe your favorite drink, cause today's video goes beyond the glitter of red carpets and the clickbait headlines. We are diving into the quiet corners of two lives that have fascinated audiences ever since they first shared the screen. Elkin Sangu and Beraz Arduk. For years, fans have celebrated their chemistry in Kirlik Agik, speculated about their friendship, and wondered whether something deeper ever existed behind those knowing smiles and improvised jokes between takes. Recently, in a frank conversation recorded for a streaming platform talk show, Elkin broke a silence she had kept for almost a decade. She admitted plainly, without melodrama, she once had genuine feelings for Beraz long before either of them understood what their careers would become. That single confession has set social media ablaze. Yet the real story is far richer than any 280-character tweet can capture. My goal today is simple: piece together the timeline, separate fact from speculation, and highlight why Elkin's honesty resonates far beyond celebrity culture. By the end, you will see that this is less about a missed romantic opportunity and more about the power of timing, respect, and personal growth. If you value thoughtful storytelling, please hit the like button and subscribe. It lets me keep producing long-form deep dives instead of surface-level gossip. And if you would like exclusive extras, feel free to click the join button below. Now, let's rewind to where it all began. One parallel paths before fame. Both actors spent their early 20s bouncing between conservatory workshops and casting calls that paid little more than taxi fare. Istanbul's acting scene is notoriously competitive, so emerging performers end up sharing everything: headshot photographers, dialect coaches, even cramped rehearsal rooms with broken radiators. According to classmates, Beraz and Elkin first crossed paths at a weekend Meisner intensive in Beliktuk, circa 2011. They were not a dynamic duo then. They were two hopefuls trying to memorize Shakespeare monologues in a freezing studio with bad acoustics. What struck observers, though, was how easily their rhythms matched. When they practiced repetition drills, and exercise that strips dialogue down to raw emotion, Elkin's playful deflections met Beraz's grounded patience like puzzle pieces. One attendee later said, "You could almost see an invisible tether between them, as if their instincts recognized each other before their minds caught up." No romance blossomed. Both were juggling side jobs and part-time schooling. Still, they began exchanging script PDFs over email, critiquing each other's self-tape auditions late at night. Those messages grew into this sort of half-personal conversations only fellow strivers understand. Techniques for shaking nerves, frustrations about one-line roles that never make final cuts, jokes about commercial casting directors who ask for more energy without defining what that means. Over time, friendship rooted itself in mutual ambition and a shared sense of humor sharpened by constant rejection. Humor only they seemed to appreciate fully. To the spark neither acknowledged. Fast forward to early 2014, Beraz landed a breakout role in the drama Raycon, and Elkin was carving a reputation for scene-stealing guest appearances that left producers scrambling to book her for longer arcs. According to a mutual friend, that period is when Elkin realized her affection for him was not purely platonic. Beraz had invited her to an intimate play he was workshopping off-season, a gritty two-hander staged in an abandoned bakery. Afterward, they sat on a cold marble step outside the theater sharing cheap roasted chestnuts from a street vendor, Elkin recalled in her interview. He spoke about art the way some people speak about first love, completely unguarded. "And I remember thinking, I hope someone looks at my work the way he looks at that script. That was the moment I felt something shift." Yet she also realized timing could not have been worse. Both were poised for major career leaps. They had separate representation, separate press commitments, and most significantly separate personal entanglements. Industry culture often frowns on co-star relationships in development, fearing fan backlash if things end badly. Instead of confessing, Elkin buried those feelings beneath professional respect. 3. Kirlik Agk. Chemistry meets caution. When casting began for Star TV's summer romantic comedy Kirillik AGK, Elkin and Barry's arrived at different times. Unaware the producers had shortlisted them as a potential pair. The chemistry test, held in an echoey conference room, lasted 13 minutes, but changed their lives forever. Crew members swear the script supervisor stopped taking notes. It's halfway through because nothing written on the page matched what those two were improvising, yet it worked. From the pilot onward, ratings climbed. Viewers clipped GIFs of every subtle glance, every off-script pause. Blogs compared them to classic screen couples who blurred the line between acting and authenticity. But behind the scenes, they maintained a pact: friendship above rumor. They trained together, shared playlists for emotional scenes, and set a clear boundary no matter what tabloids implied. Their off-screen connection would stay sibling-like, Elkin explained in a recent confession. Back then, my priority was protecting the show. The audience needed to believe in our characters. If I spoke about real feelings, even past ones, it might cloud what viewers saw. So I chose silence, and he respected that. For Why She Speaks Now? So what changed? Nearly 8 years have passed since Kirillik AGK first aired, and both actors have matured. Barras became a father in 2022, and Elkin explored riskier roles playing morally gray leads, producing indie shorts, even studying movement therapy for an upcoming art house project. Life's trajectories diverged, yet their friendship endured through quick check-ins and support for each other's premieres. During the recent talk show appearance, the host posed a hypothetical. If timing were different, would any past partnership have gone deeper? Many guests dodged questions like that, but Elkin paused, smiled, and admitted what fans had long suspected. I had feelings for Barry's before we ever read lines together. Feelings rooted in admiration, in curiosity. They belonged to a chapter we quietly shelved, and that's all right. She stressed that what matters more is the lasting trust. They share trust strong enough to survive confessions, tabloids, and changing life stages. She did not romanticize what-ifs. Instead, she illustrated how mature friendships can hold space for unspoken truths without collapsing under them. 5 fan reactions and industry ripples. Within minutes, hashtags bearing their names trended in Turkey, Brazil, and unexpectedly in the Philippines, where Turkish Dizzy enjoy late-night reruns. Responses fell into 3 camps. Celebratory. Fans applauded her candor, noting that authentic vulnerability is rare in prepackaged celebrity culture. Nostalgic, some mourned a romance that never was. Circulating old behind-the-scenes footage, like relics from an alternate universe. Skeptical, a minority insisted the confession was marketing for her new series, even though the interview wasn't tied to any launch. Industry colleagues, however, read her words differently. A casting director posted, "This is why their partnership worked: honesty, anchored in respect." A veteran producer added, "Audiences sensed something real back then." Today, she validated their instinct, not as gossip, but as a tribute to professional integrity. 6 lessons in timing and transparency. Elkin's disclosure offers several takeaways. Timing governs opportunity. Compatible people may still need to wait or walk away if circumstances threaten their goals or others' well-being. Silence is not deceit, okay? Choosing privacy can protect art, relationships, and mental health, especially when public interpretation might distort intentions. Friendship endures complexity. Feelings acknowledged do not have to become romance. They can mature into deep, platonic loyalty. Honesty has an expiration date. Sharing one's private truths after seasons have changed can release both parties from speculation while posing little professional risk. 7. Where they stand today. Barry's continues to juggle fatherhood with a historical drama that films on remote Anatolian plateaus. Elkin is in pre-production on a psychological thriller about a pianist. Battling stage fright, perhaps why she chose a piano for her video response to recent buzz. They still exchange sporadic messages. She sends him recommended children's book titles. He sends her voice clips of mountain winds for her sound design research. Romance? No. Regret? Also no. Instead, they illustrate a rare equilibrium to people who once tiptoed around unspoken attraction, then built a sturdy friendship on top of it. In an industry that often chews up partnerships and spits them out as clickbait, that steadiness is quietly radical. 8 final thoughts. Whether you feel inspired, wistful, or simply intrigued, Elkin Sangu's revelation is less a scandal and more a meditation on timing and self-awareness. She chose her moment years removed from Kirillic AGK hysteria when she could speak without derailing a co-star's life or a show's fanbase. By doing so, she transformed what might have been fodder for gossip into a gentle reminder. The feelings we bury do not lose value. They often become the nutrients that feed lifelong respect. Thank you for staying with me through this deep dive. What do you think? Have you ever set aside your emotions for the sake of timing or friendship? I would love to read your reflections in the comments. Please like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss another long-form exploration of Turkey's most compelling entertainment stories. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and remember, every unspoken feeling shapes the art of who we become.